Stop hiring closers and expecting them to solve your sales problems. Most experts think if they hire a team and hopefully a couple unicorns, all of their sales problems will go away. That's like booking a flight and expecting your entire vacation to be planned for you, or buying a gym membership and expecting to get those Instagram gains immediately. This might work for a while. It might even take away a bit of the pain, but eventually the dopamine created from your unrealistic fantasy will wear off, and sobriety will hit you again. So we're gonna do you a favor and give you the hard truth that you don't want to, but need to hear. This plan, it doesn't work. We've seen it fail over and over again. Here's what really happens, and you've probably started to feel it. Close rate fluctuates, feast and famine perpetuates, and you end up spending more time micromanaging sales than doing the sales yourself. Worst part is, nobody knows what the problem is. Is it the sales call, the email sequence, bad leads? Are your closers just out of alignment with your brand so your loving prospects don't want to buy from you? Or are you just destined to constantly put out fires, rack your brain, while distracting yourself, hoping a solution will fall onto your lap? Well, congratulations, it just did. You see, we've been building high-ticket ethical sales teams for the last 5 years. Our teams have generated well over $10 million in sales, and we've enrolled thousands of high-ticket clients. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And trust me, there's a lot of ugly. We've seen what doesn't work, and we've mastered what does. You'll be spending your time doing things you love, like creating new offers that change the world, or doing what our client did and taking a month off of work while still enrolling dozens of high-ticket clients. Or you could be like us and spend your time sweating it out in the sauna while your team enrolls your dream clients for you. So, what's the secret? The key to building a multi-6 to 7 figure a month sales team is building a sales environment that leads to consistent and predictable results. A sales environment is what every company that comes to us struggling with their sales team is missing. They usually have one piece of it, if that. But without the whole picture, it's like trying to decipher a Picasso painting blind. So what's the whole picture? There are 3 parts to a winning sales environment: the team, the system, and the strategy. But before we dive into all of this, if you already know you need support, let's not waste any more time. Go ahead, click the button below, and book a call so we can help you identify what's getting in your business's way from having the sales momentum you deserve. But if you're still here, let's dive in. I'm going to assume that you're ready to learn some actionable advice that you could implement to your sales team this week. Now, before we look at the process that's going to take your business from struggling sales team to record-breaking momentum, you might be wondering, why should you even listen to us? Well, my business partner, Oliver, and I have spent the last few years building conscious sales teams that have generated over $12 million in cash for our clients. We build teams that have sold for some of the best business, executive, marketing, health, and relationship coaches in the industry, all the way to certification programs and unique businesses like anxiety recovery. Our bread and butter is businesses that actually make an impact on the world. In fact, if your mission doesn't pull you out of bed with excitement, you're probably not our ideal client. Bottom line, if you have a high-ticket transformational product and sell with a sales team, this will work for you. Let's begin. As mentioned before, there's 3 parts to a winning sales environment: the team, the system, and the strategy. The team is where everybody thinks the problem is, and most people have this wrong too. So they hire closers, they fire closers, and nothing changes. They play this never-ending loop into oblivion, and either they give up, go back to selling, settle for subpar results, or burn their business to the ground. The key to a winning team is your ability to source, hire, train, and lead. Let's start with sourcing. So to source quality candidates, you need a system to generate an abundant amount of leads. When selecting the people that will represent you, do you want to be strong-armed into a decision, or do you want the best of the best? So how do we do this? First, we leverage our audiences and network to funnel dozens of the best salespeople in the industry to us. Then we have everyone go through a hiring page where they go through an application that tells us if they have the chops to be an A player and if they align with our values. We run them through real-world scenarios that tell us if they can actually do what they say they can do. But the absolute best determining factor will always be real-world experience. We will never allow anyone onto our teams who hasn't already demonstrated that they can perform at a world-class level. We will not tolerate being closed by a closer. Once we find them, we need to pressure test them and ensure they can navigate all of our prospects' objections and get the energy of your potential clients before letting them into your company. Your business is not a testing and training ground, and you don't need to waste your time hoping for them to work out, because 99% of the time, if you have to hope, it will not work out. Next, once you hire them, you need to train them. That means getting them offer ready. It means getting them script ready, but it also means ensuring that they could represent your values, your voice, and the transition between your marketing and sales is absolutely seamless. When your prospects watch a marketing video, when they see you on social, when they get an email from you, when they book a call, you want to make sure that when they talk to your team, they feel the way they felt when they heard from you on the sales call. The worst feeling ever is feeling like you got bait and switched by a closer, and then you talk to someone that doesn't feel or sound at all like you. And they came here for you. They didn't come here to be sold by some random person who's going to pressure them into giving them their credit card. And the last part is your ability to lead. But here's the truth. This is not on you. You need to create a culture of accountability that leads themselves. We've seen too many visionaries trying to be the sales managers of their business, but that is not what you should be doing, nor what you are great at. Yes, you get to inspire them and be the visionary that you are, but your sales team needs to be reviewing each other's calls. Role plays need to be happening without you. And this needs to be baked into the culture the moment you hire them. This is an expectation. It is not an added bonus. This is how you create freedom for yourself as the CEO of your company. Next, listen up, because we're going to give you a secret weapon that nobody in the industry is talking about, and it blows our mind. You see, we realized very early that salespeople suck at admin. They hate it. And the worst thing ever is a sales team getting their momentum siphoned away by doing the things that they don't want to be doing. And so that's why we equip every single sales team we build with a sales admin support and a software stack specialist. The admin support makes sure no leads are getting dropped, no follow-ups are missed, all payments are organized, and nobody fails at tracking. It's crazy the amount of companies we've gone into that have no tracking, no recording, no metrics, and that's because they don't have someone in place making sure this is taken care of. We want to make sure your team could focus on momentum, building relationships, and selling your ideal clients. Next, your software tech specialist will make sure that all of the tech is always taken care of. That means if there's a tech error, if there's a booking link challenge, if there's an application challenge, they are there to support our team. We will never expect our sales team to come in and do it for themselves. The last thing to having a well-oiled team is the roadmap to turn one of your salespeople into a team leader so they can take care of your people as you scale. Because remember, the goal is that you are not managing your team for more than 5 hours a month, and that cannot happen without leadership. This does not need to be the best salesperson you have. In fact, it probably won't. It needs to be the one that is already supporting your team, is already the best cheerleader, and is already there for the others. It will be clear for you when you see them. Remember when I told you that our client could take a month off of business and still enroll dozens of clients? That's because he had a team leader making sure his team was taken care of while he wasn't there. And finally, the system. And by this, we mean a system that qualifies, educates, nurtures, and gets referrals for you automatically while you're sipping Mai Tais. Look, let's be real. If you're not taking advantage of funnels, automation, and the technology available today, you will always confine yourself to the schedule of your sales team. I don't know about you, but I would much rather to have a system that sells 24/7 than only 8 hours a day when your sales team is working. And that's what the power of automation and systems can do. You know, at one point, having a team with a phone book and a notepad and a telephone was enough. But in the digital age where your competitors are spending tens of thousands of dollars a month to speak to your prospects every second of the day, it is not enough anymore to compete. You need a system that supports your team as you scale. And finally, you need an aligned sales strategy. Now look, we can sit here and pretend to go over some of the key points to your strategy, like your offer and your messaging and your ability to ask the right questions or upsell and downsell your prospects. But the best sales strategy is the one that fits your unique business. We've worked with dozens of clients and every one of them has a slight different strategy to allow them to scale to their clients for what works for them. So stop listening to every guru out there. Stop listening to your kid who says TikTok is the next best thing, because the only strategy that will work is the strategy that works for you. And it is your job to test and iterate like the mad scientist that you are until you finally land on one that does. But look, I get it. Sometimes it's hard to see exactly what you should be doing while you're stuck in the day-to-day of your business. But thankfully, like we said, today's your lucky day, and we're gonna help you for free. The catch? If you like what we tell you, then you consider working with us. That's it. And by the way, you will not pay us unless you get the results you're looking for. So if that's not more exciting than watching a couple kangaroos box it out, I don't know what is. So let's hop on a call and we'll do an audit for your sales team and your system and help you see the gaps so we can outline a strategy that will work to scale and streamline your sales environment so you can create the momentum that you've been dreaming about and finally step away from the sales in your business and focus on what you love. So go ahead, click that button below, book a time for us, no pressure, let's talk, let's solve this for you. What are you waiting for? Come on. Book the call. We can't wait to see you on the other side. Look, I know I'm pretty, but go ahead and click the button below and let's talk. What are you still doing here? Come on, let's go.